Let's conduct an experiment, shall we? We're going to see today if I can tell the difference between 25C and 50C on the same car, on the same day, on the same course, with all the same variables. The only thing different is the C rating. Today we're going to see if I can tell a difference, and I'm going to have a little bit of help from the lovely wifey, who doesn't want to be on screen. She's going to be loading up the truck with the batteries, plugging them in, putting the body in, and I'm not going to be paying attention. I'm going to be looking elsewhere. And she's going to keep to herself which battery is plugged in. I'm going to go for a drive. We're going to record it, and we're going to see if I can tell a difference. All right, with the help of my lovely wife, she put the batteries in. She wired it all up, plugged everything up, put the body on, and did all that when I'm not looking. I wasn't paying attention. We're going to find out if I can tell the difference between 25C and 50C, all variables remaining the same. Let's go for a drive. S Micro X2 with the 8000 kV Castle 10 series. Using the timer that I can see on my camera screen here, I'm gonna judge my time spent driving based on that. Try and make this as consistent as possible. That's full trigger. I gotta go get it. This section of the video, I'm gonna keep it without any edits, just so that this remains as consistent as possible. The wife would normally be out here hanging out and recording and participating, but she unfortunately hurt her foot, so she's not going to be out here right now. So I can immediately tell right off the bat that I'm struggling to pull the front end up, but I am not entirely sure if that is a function of the C rating. That may just be based on gearing, the weight of the wheels. The shape of the ramp too, of course, will affect how it performs midair. If the second battery has the same effect of me struggling to pull the front end up, then we can reasonably say that the C rating is not a factor there. We're at about 3 minutes recording. The first bit of that obviously was me speaking, introducing the video. That was a fun little front flip. As you guys might have noticed in previous videos, I'm not exactly the greatest speaker in the world. So it might be a little messy because this section of the video is not going to have any edits. Lots of throttle. Ambient temp right now is about 88 degrees. We are getting some smoke from the park fire, but it's not affecting us, thank goodness. Hopefully you guys out there dealing with fire are safe and sound as possible. California fire season is no joke. I do see I have a crooked wing, so I wonder if something came loose there. and deal with that later. So again, 2S2000, unknown C rating. Conducting an experiment here to see if I can tell the difference. Had my wife load up the batteries, power up the car, put the body on without me looking, so I don't know which battery I'm running. And the car is carrying both. So right now the car is carrying two batteries, 2S2000s, one 25C, one 50C. I'll continue recording until about 5.5 minutes. And we will pull the car in, let it cool off, switch batteries, and go from there. That might be temp actually. 5 minutes, 5 seconds recording. Yep, I do believe that is temp. You can hear that beep. Now I'm not gonna peek in there to find out what battery we're running. I'm gonna leave that up to her. So that's temp, we're gonna let it cool off. We're gonna come back out here for round 2 with the other battery that we don't know of. We're gonna see if I can tell the difference in performance. Stick around. The old walk of shame over to our little pit stop area here. Hanging out with the wife, she's chilling on the table. Got the car here, still with no battery, still overheated. We're gonna have her change the batteries. I don't know which one we're running. I can actually identify the battery based on the gauge of the wire. The 50C battery has a larger gauge wire. But I'm gonna let her swap over the batteries because even if I don't know which battery it is, I'll still be able to tell based on the gauge size of the battery. So sorry, it's awfully dusty. Sorry. Anyway, you do your thing, and I'll go fuck off somewhere. In the meantime, while the 16 Scaly Revo is cooling off, we're gonna drive these bad boys. Emax Revo 3.3. Let's get some dust going. This is not related at all. I just felt like driving it.
Of course, I'm running 4S on this side. On the Monster X with the 15 series. I try to baby it a little bit, at least to be easy on the throttle. Minimize any amount of shock that may be introduced during, bashing and all that. It can handle everything that you throw at it, assuming everything you throw at it is smooth. Like that.
All right, round 2, unedited footage. We're going to be running the second battery of unknown C rating. I don't know which battery was plugged in. We did give it some time to cool off, and of course she was the one who plugged it in and covered it with the body, and here we are driving it. For whatever reason, the Castle is giving me that radio glitch. The beep code happens a lot with these micro X2s, even though it runs just fine, so I don't know what the deal is there. My other micro X2s do the same thing. That won't affect what we're doing here. So we got our second 2S Electron Pro. It's either a 50C or a 25C. The truck is carrying both batteries inside it. Only one of them is plugged in. Don't know which one's which, and we're gonna see if we can tell the difference. Run it for about 5 minutes or until it overheats, and go from there. Ambient temp right now, 88 degrees, about 89. Got a little bit of fire smoke. Hope you guys are safe out there. So let's have a drive. As I get up on my stand here. Come on. I gotta turn my AVC gain up a little bit. Of course, I am driving and steering and recording one-handed. As I always do. So I'm already able to tell that I am able to pull the front up a little bit from those jumps. Especially when I'm going from right to left. It tends to kick the nose down. Maybe not with that exact jump, but that specific ramp tends to kick the front end down, so I gotta throttle it to bring it back up. Well, that was cute. Full trigger. So I did struggle to pull the nose up on that one, hitting the ramp at full wheel speed. Wow, managed to land that one on its wheels, but of course the front end did dive, and I was not able to save it. We're at 2.5 minutes right about now. So initially, I feel like I was able to get some more wheel RPM, but now, not so much. I'm doubting myself here. Let me adjust my position here. Now that I am a couple minutes into my run time, I feel like the amount of power that I have at my disposal is the same. Can I tell the difference? Overall, not really. Even though I've, got a pretty decent amount of experience in the hobby and have been tinkering with batteries, and I understand C ratings, I understand how C ratings are basically lies and sales gimmick BS. I realistically can't tell a difference. Yeah, I couldn't pull the nose up on that one. We're at 3 minutes, 45 seconds, give or take. I realistically can't tell a difference. What makes me qualified to make these observations? Well, the years of experience in the hobby, and not only do I understand how inaccurate, I guess you could say, C ratings are, I also understand Ohm's law, Watt's law, internal resistance, voltage drop, amp draw, stuff like that, especially with Castle data logs. I learned all that in speedrunning, and C ratings don't really give any indication about battery performance in terms of voltage drop under load. Yep, that's temp, I think. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. So this section of the video, I'm actually not going to cut it because I want to reveal in real time which battery we were running. Yep, that is a temp warning there. So let's bring it on over to the lovely wife, and she's going to reveal to us which battery we've been running. She's chilling over there on the table. Bear with me. Like I said, it's deliberate that I'm not editing any of this because I want this to be as objective as possible. It overheated, and I'm going to show on video in real time you telling me which battery we're running. Good? You're going to be in frame. You good with that? All right, cool. I can't tell. If I had to guess.
Don't guess yet until you're on camera. Don't guess yet until you're on camera until I pull it up.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
It might be warm, so
yeah.
It's giving me the temp warning, so it might be hot.
So the thing is what I want you to do before I take it off, because you're gonna see which charge lead or
which battery.
What battery is
right.
plugged in. So, what is your hypothesis? What do you think run 1 was and run 2? What do you think?
They both temped out around the 4-minute mark because I can see the recording on my screen here. I can see the time. We're at 6 minutes, 21 seconds right now. Mm-hmm. They all temped out at about 4.5 minutes, give or take. And I could tell in the first battery that it was struggling to pull a nose up on some of those jumps where it kicks the front end down. On the second run, it was doing that too, but I feel like I had a little bit more power on the second battery for like the first 45 seconds to a minute. Maybe it's just a fresh battery and that's just what I was paying attention to. But I mean, honestly, I realistically can't tell, and that's just like a 98% guess that I'm thinking this.
So what is your guess?
I'm thinking my 98% guess is the second battery was 50C, but only barely. So we'll see what happens.
So the
What's plugged in right now?
The first one was the right side.
Okay, so the first battery was the right side. Let's open it up.
It's really hot.
Here, undo the Velcro. Okay, so this side.
So it was this one first.
I can already tell it. Go ahead and unplug it. I can already tell this is the 25C because it has the smaller wires on it.
I can't get that.
But I didn't know which one I was running. The only way I was able to identify it is the moment you pulled the body off.
Yeah, but the thing is that you said your.
If I had to guess,
yeah.
if I had to guess, the second run was the 50C.
Yeah.
But, yeah, these connectors do get a little stiff sometimes. There we go.
And you were correct, sir.
I feel like the only person who would have noticed is someone who's been doing this for a while.
You.
Right. And so, like, objectively, I don't really think it actually matters. Right? Now that we pulled the battery out, I don't really actually think it matters. Because any gains that you might see from this are so minimal that, like, I'm guessing. You know what I mean? And ultimately, that's what I think it was. It's just me guessing. And that was really only based on, like, the first 45 seconds to a minute of runtime. Right? And in a bashing situation with a car like this, is anybody really paying attention? You know, like, how much does that information really matter? It wasn't such a significant difference that you could get away with both. You know what I mean? You could get away with either one of these. I would say I would still pick up the 25C because, I mean, the 25C battery is half the price.
And what I think is just put a battery in and go have fun.
Put a battery in, go have fun, don't overthink it. It doesn't really matter. And honestly, you would see the most gain by going from 2S to 3S. I mean, if you put that battery in there, it's night and day, and this thing's pulling standing backflips. And we saw what that does when we run 3S on this thing. We blow tires up. Oh. These tires have lived a good life.
Babe, you blew it up.
They lived a good life, it's fine.
I still wanted to play.
You know? So if you wanted to make the most, yeah, if you wanted to make the most gain, instead of deciding between 25 and 50C and spending twice the money on the higher battery, and you might not even notice, get this battery. Just run 3S in it. Or even 4S, because this Micro X2 can run 4S, but who's running 4S in their 16 scale? Project time. We'll see what happens. Day 2 with the C rating test. Got the wife helping me again. She put the battery in the truck, put the body on, fired everything up. We brought 2 batteries here. We got the Spectrum 4S packs, 50C and 100C. We're gonna see if I can tell the difference. Do you think I can tell the difference? No, you don't think so? We'll see. I don't know which battery is in here, one of the 2, and she hid the other. So we got this thing fired up and ready to go, and we're gonna give this a shot.
Limited edition.
Oh yes, we also brought our special guest. His name is Thor. He's gonna be hanging out with us. Anyway, let's go give this thing a drive, shall we?
Me and Thor will be here.
And I will be back.
Okay.
.4S stock gearing, Mamba Monster X 6S with the 15 series motor, 2200 kV. Got the Power Hobby belted. I forget what they're called. I don't really care. Only variable here today is going to be the battery choice. We're going to leave this unedited to make this as objective as possible. The only editing that's going to be here is going to be the transitions from one run to the next. Each run is going to be filmed front to back. It's actually been a while since I've driven this. We're at 1 minute and 20 seconds, so I'll give this until about 6 minutes or until it overheats. The batteries we have today are both hard case Spectrums, 4S 5000s. One is 50C, one's 100C. And I do not know which battery is in the truck currently because the wife loaded it up when I wasn't looking. So we'll see how it drives, compare it to the next truck, or the next battery, and we'll see if I can tell a difference. You might hear some squeaking noises coming from the truck. That's mainly because the metal drive shafts, after a while, they just get squeaky over time. They are durable, but they are metal on metal with no lube, so they are squeaky. Obviously, with these tires being belted, they don't balloon, so I get a little bit less air control, but that's okay. It's actually been a while since I've driven this truck, and even longer since I've driven this truck on these wheels. I normally run the 3.8 Talons from the e-Revo. Leaning heavy on that gyro as always. Got a big Saybox in there with the Hot Racing standard mount. Widemax V2 chassis, stretch chassis. Got the white arms on there. Traxxas really needs to bring back the 3655 white arms for a slash. I'm still annoyed that they discontinued that color. But they still make white for these. And I also believe they make white for the E-Revo and the X-Max, I think. Ambient temp right now, this is day 2. We filmed the E-Revo yesterday. Ambient temp right now is about 82 degrees. We came here a little bit earlier. Thankfully, the fire hasn't expanded in our direction. We got that park fire about 15 miles away from us. Stay safe out there, guys. If you all in California, in the area, stay safe. Hopefully you guys will be back home soon. 3 minutes, 48 seconds. We'll give it until about 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes. Still recording and driving one-handed. I feel like my thumb has grown a couple inches over the years being able to do this as long as I have. Part of the reason why I lean on a gyro so hard is because, well, I'm throttle and steering one-handed, and I'm also not a very good driver, nor do I claim to be. But I like to think I'm pretty decently experienced. You know, I understand lipos, KV motors, you know, stuff like that. So this is not all lost on me, and if I can barely tell a difference with the E-Revo, spoiler alert, if I can barely tell a difference, then I suspect I can barely tell the difference here. Got that famous chassis slap. Basically unavoidable with these trucks. Not changing any variables with this test here. I'm not going to be playing with any of the settings. I didn't even bring a laptop for the Castle Link or anything like that. I'm not playing with any of the settings on the radio. No adjustments to the gearing. We are going to give it a cool down period, and I brought some other trucks to drive in the meantime, but that's going to be the only thing that happens between the end of this run and the start of the next one is a cool down period. Okay, there we go. We're at 5.5 minutes on the recording. Lean into that accidental front flip. That was nice. Nosedive. Oh, I missed. I totally missed. I was hoping I would cruise onto that on-ramp, but that didn't happen. Oh, look. Someone blew up their tire foam. That might have been me. We'll give it probably about another 45 seconds here, and then we will give it a cool down and run it back with the other battery. Send it off with one solid jump. Ooh, at least it landed in the soft summer dry bushes. Walk around here. Tough as nails, let me tell you. Crunched the body, huh? 7 minutes, I think I'm gonna call it here. Bring it on back to our station, switch out the battery, give it a cool down, and we will try it again. Oh, look at that, she's all the way in the playground. She would normally be out here with us, but she had a little bit of a situation with her foot, so she's in recovery mode right now. How'd you get all the way up there? I thought your foot was hurting. Yeah, ow, yeah, uh-huh. And you brought Thor all the way up there too? I love how he's the same color as the ground.
Yeah, I don't want it to splinter in his stomach though.
No, I'll be all right. How's your foot doing? Doing well enough? Ow, my foot. Ow, yes. Anyway, let's I'm not gonna look that direction because I think you have the battery that we didn't use chilling on the workbench. Really? You just leash me up? Anyway, we'll run it back, we'll let it cool down, and then we'll have the second run, see if we can tell a difference.
Nice crash, just like that. Not right, buddy, huh? Isn't that right? You like it when these things drive and crash and go all crazy, huh? You love it when they drive and go crazy? Hey, what are you doing? Come over here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Come here. I don't want to hit you with these cars. These cars are a lot of fun, and they're also a lot of speed, a lot of power. They sometimes weigh a lot. I don't want to hit you with any of these cars, okay, buddy? These cars are a lot of fun. Hey, you want to go say hi to Mom? Hey, go say hi to Mom. Go say hi to Mom. Go say hi to Mom. Drawing 3S? Yeah, that's pretty good. In the dirt somewhere. Where'd you go? I thought you were racing me. Where's Cora at? Chilling under the tree? Good. As long as you stay away from the sidewalk. Hey, what are you smiling for, huh? What are you smiling for? Come on, let's hide under the tree. Come on. Over here. Hey, hey. Come here. Hide under the tree. Come here. I hope I didn't lose another wheelie bar wheel. Ah, so far so good.
All right, round 2 with Max with the batteries. The wifey swapped the batteries out. Thank you for that. And our special guest Thor is just being Thor. He's just hanging out. So again, I don't know what battery is in it. All I know is that it's locked and loaded, ready to go. I'm not going to cut any footage here. It's going to be a full run with this battery, unedited. We're going to see if I can notice the difference between 50C and 100C. I know which of the 2 batteries we're running, but I don't know which one is in the truck currently. We ran the first one, we saw that, we know how that drives. We're going to run this second one, see if I can tell the difference. Give it to about 6.5, 7 minutes recording, maybe a little bit less because I'm already at 40 seconds, maybe 6 minutes. And yeah, we'll see if it drives any different. All the variables are the same course, same day, same setup, nothing's changed. Let's give it a rip. Ooh, just pelted my ankle with dust there. So right off the bat, I feel like this one would be 100C, but I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes because usually a battery feels very powerful within the first few minutes of your runtime. The voltage will stabilize after a couple minutes, and that's when the real comparisons are going to be made if any changes are obvious. So let's flip it, keep driving, and see if that initial power remains. You saw that first jump and it was able to reach noticeable height gain on that ramp. Could be attributed to a lot of different variables, so I'm not going to give it to an increased C rating right off the bat. Ooh, sideways landing. Get that slap wheelie. Ooh, that was a weird jump situation. I hear ducks over there. Oh, look at that. There's a whole flock of them. Anyway. These tires do have a lot of lateral grip. Seems like it's really easy to traction roll with these. Yeah, see, look at that. A lot of traction roll. A lot of traction roll, even on a loose surface. All right, then. We're at 3 minutes, 42 seconds. Hopefully my phone screen doesn't overheat. I just saw the display get a little dimmer. Ooh, right on the nose. I could have leaned into a front flip. Actually, fuck it, let's try it. Oh, the battery just flew out of the truck. Oh well, I guess there goes our test. Well, the battery is out of the truck, so I'm gonna have to just call the test end here. All right, well, we'll discuss with her later, but I bet you, I feel like the change is a little bit more obvious. I feel like the C rating on this one has to be the 100C. I just feel like there's more punch here. We're at 4 minutes, 45 seconds, and what do we got? Oh, look at that, 50C. Wow, this 50C is noticeably stronger. Here, let me get situated here. Hopefully I didn't tear that strap. Oh no, it just like slipped out. Hopefully I didn't just damage this in any meaningful way. But we'll limp it back and we'll discuss.
With the wife over there killing with the dog. I don't know if she can hear me when I'm shouting over that. Side note, let's appreciate how smooth the censored operation is here. My max is now suddenly a crawler.
So I don't know what happened there. The Velcro came loose, I guess, but it wasn't loose. It didn't come undone and it didn't tear. I just crashed and the battery flew out and I was like, well, there goes that test. Because I can't unsee it, you know what I mean? I honestly felt like if I had to guess, this one would have been the 100C. Because yeah, and I saw that now. Because I had to obviously take care of it over there, right? And you can't unsee it. But yeah.
I don't know how that came out. I tightened it like you do.
I
put it under
this is
the strap.
Yeah, this is part of the reason why I used to run additional straps. You see these slots here?
Mm-hmm.
I actually used to run additional straps for that reason because it's happened before. But I might have to put those straps back in. So I actually thought the 100C was the second run because I was getting a lot more height on the jumps and I felt like I had more wheel RPM if the nose is diving. Right, and the nose is diving and you floor it and it comes back up. I feel like I had more wheel RPM.
So you couldn't tell which one's which.
So I got it wrong. Not only did I suspect I had more power the second run, but I got it wrong. So where does that leave us?
That you're a dumbass.
Yes, that
kidding.
I'm going to be transcribing that what you just said. I'm going to translate. What she meant to say is that C ratings are the dumbasses. Call me C ratings. Anyway, yes. Where's the other battery?
In the basket.
In the basket.
Underneath the.
So this was the first battery that we ran. 100C, Spectrum 4S. The only thing different is obviously the C rating and where they mounted the wires.
Which is weird.
Yeah, I don't know why Spectrum wants to do things like that. But yes, and we ran the same test yesterday with this guy. We did this test yesterday. I think I just popped a body pin out with these batteries. There's one. So we did the same test yesterday and you guys are going to see that. 25C, 50C. Only difference with this car is we ran both batteries loaded, but only one of them was plugged in. So full weight on that. But yeah, C ratings, what do you think, Thor?
I feel like C ratings don't matter.
C ratings don't matter. They absolutely don't matter. So yeah. Does that settle it? Is that conclusive? Is that empirical evidence? Is that peer reviewed? Can we publish that? Yeah, I think so. C ratings are crap. Just get the battery that fits your truck, fits your budget, and has the right plug on it. Literally nothing else matters.
And how you drive it. Maybe you want to go faster.
If you want to go faster, then you just want to juice it with more voltage. Instead of 4S, maybe 6S, right? Instead of 3S, maybe 4S. That's where you're going to see the biggest gains. C ratings don't matter. It's all marketing fluff, BS garbage. If you want speed, if you want punch, just put more voltage in it. Instead of making it run 4S, make it run 6S. I think that's a test. Before we go, and I actually totally forgot to do this yesterday, check the voltages after each run. So we ran this one first. Let's check the voltages with it. Can you hold the camera for me, please? So let's check the voltages on these. So this is the first battery we run. And you guys saw that on the video, the first run. We're at 15.46. We're at 3.8, 3.8, 3.9. This thing keeps changing. Battery voltage 15.46, it's cyclic. 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, 3.8. So it's the same. I don't know where I saw that 3.9. who knows? Moving right along, we're gonna try this one. Here's the second battery. This is the 50C, 15.7. So 3.9. Yeah, so we got a little bit less runtime on this. Also, don't go. I also wanted to check those two electrons. Where do those smaller batteries go? We haven't touched these batteries since yesterday's test, so the voltage should be the same from when we drove it yesterday. So we'll take a look. We're at 7.3. We're 3.6 all around, 3.66 and 3.7. This one was a 25C. I don't remember. Did we run the 25C first? Yesterday?
Yes.
I think so.
I think so.
And then we got the 50C here, 7.4, 3.7 all around. Yeah, so the first battery had a touch more run time on it, but all more or less the same. This one is a little bit more obvious because our run was cut short because the battery decided to fling itself out of the truck. But, you know, we made the best of it. I think the test was absolutely conclusive, peer-reviewed. Publish it, write it on stone. C ratings are crap and terrible, and don't make your buying decisions based on it. Yeah, I think we're calling it there. So stick around for the next test if we have any other test. This is just for shits and giggles. So just drive your cars, have fun, don't overthink it, and bring your pets with you, because it's always a good time when you bring your pets with you.